Now, you may not know this about me, but I'm currently invested into not one, not two, but three exclusive mastermind programs. I'm a firm believer that the greatest investment that you could possibly make is in yourself. It's the only thing that you have full control over, and it can keep paying dividends until eternity. Now, a couple of years ago, I found myself stuck in a rut, not really knowing what to do with my life. So growing up in the Netherlands, I was a huge soccer fan. I played soccer every single day, before school, during school, after school. Soccer, or as they call it, football there, is huge, not just in the Netherlands, but in Europe in general. And then when I moved to Canada at the age of 11, I continued on with my passion for soccer. I played for my high school. I played for the best team in my states, for the province, and actually earned a scholarship to play soccer after graduating high school. And now that was one of my biggest goals as a teenager, to obviously play soccer for a university team. But when I was there, I didn't really know what to study, because obviously you can't just play soccer. You actually got to study something in school as well. Initially, I wanted to do kinesiology, but the school I went to didn't offer that program. So I was like, okay, what do I do now? And I somehow landed on economics. My dad studied it in university as well. So I'm like, okay, let me just give this a shot. But every moment that I was on the field holding my craft, I felt really lonely and depressed. Soccer was like my only escape from reality. And as soon as the practices ended every single day, I was faced with reality again, going back to the boring classes that would teach me stuff that I wasn't really passionate about. Like, I wasn't passionate about economics. I just went to school to play soccer. I didn't do it to study economics. I just landed on economics. And so every time that I wasn't on the pitch, either playing the game or practicing, I just felt honestly like really lonely. And now when COVID hit, so I started going to school, university in 2018. So I did that for 2 years. When COVID hit, 2 years after, my soccer season got canceled. I actually got sent back home from campus. I felt really depressed that my only kind of like escape at the time got taken away from me. But I've kind of come to realize now in hindsight that that specific moment was actually a blessing in disguise. So one thing that I haven't mentioned with you guys is that all throughout my teenage years, I was still super passionate about fitness. So especially all throughout high school, I went to soccer practice every single day. But then also whenever I wasn't at soccer practice, I was in the weightlifting room in high school, doing all these like plyometric type of workouts to basically help me become a better athlete. And I was absolutely obsessed with fitness. I was obsessed with working out. And so when the soccer season got canceled, I just kind of like stopped playing soccer cold turkey, which felt really weird to me, but I kind of replaced that by simply just exercising and working out. So I got a home gym set up. I got a bunch of barbells, dumbbells, a squat rack, all this stuff, and actually documented this on my YouTube channel back in 2020 where, I made this big investment and I just started working out in my home gym every single day. So I decided to go all in on fitness, and I also took my social media a bit more seriously. And now at the time, I was also working 2 full-time jobs, or I guess part-time jobs, one at a gym and then also one at a supplement store, while also doing online classes. So I was still doing school, just online. And again, I took my social media a bit more seriously. And that is also the time when I invested into my first ever course, which was becoming a personal trainer, a certified personal trainer. So for the first time ever, I actually felt excited about learning something that I was actually passionate about, right? Because even in high school, like I wasn't really passionate about studying. In university, obviously, I wasn't passionate about studying economics, but when I got sent back home and I actually invested in this ACE certified personal training certificate program, I actually felt excited to like learn about just exercise science and about all these cool little things. So every single day I woke up like passionate about like learning all this stuff, right? So after I got my certificate, I started training people in person before switching to online coaching and moving countries. The reason I moved countries is because in the U.S., specifically Houston, Texas, there's this big gym called Alphaland, which was like this big place where a bunch of like these fitness influencers and fitness coaches would like all kind of come together. It was great to meet like-minded people, network, and overall, it was like a great experience. So despite knowing how to get people phenomenal results, I had no idea how to actually run a business behind it, right? Because again, I was passionate about fitness and I wasn't really as passionate about the business side of things, right? I just wanted to coach people and that was it. I didn't want to worry about the logistics behind running a coaching empire, but I knew deep down that if I wanted to make this work, I had to keep learning new skills and investing in myself. I've had 5 different mentors so far in my life, each helping me in specific areas of my life. And now every time I made the investment, I had doubts in my mind saying like, oh, like what if this doesn't work? What if this guy's a scammer? Or what if his score sucks? Or what if I can find all the information online for free, right? And now all these thoughts kind of kept me going and kind of like stayed stuck in my head. But it's almost like the comfy side of your brain telling you to just stay comfortable, right? Because your brain doesn't like change, because change is scary and sometimes it is risky as well, right? But every time I made that investment, I put skin in the game and I made it work. Just because something is free online doesn't mean that you'll actually do it. A lot of people know in order to lose weight or to get into better shape, simply eat a bit less, move a bit more, right? But then why are 60% of all Americans obese? All the information you can find online. So what is it? Like, why aren't people in shape then? Knowing that, hey, like I know how to get in shape, but then why aren't you actually doing it? And what a lot of people lack, including myself, in terms of like growing my just my business, was the accountability of someone pushing me and holding me to a higher standard that I could hold myself. And each time I learned something new and I kept growing. And now this doesn't just apply to business. This applies to everything else that you want to pursue in life. Now, the 3 core pillars in life obviously are health, wealth, and relationships, and each of them you can improve. So if right now your health sucks, invest in a coach. If your wealth sucks, invest in a coach. If your relationships suck, invest in a coach. And now obviously within these 3 pillars are like sub pillars. So like health is a pretty broad general thing, but it could be maybe losing weight. It could be maybe getting muscle. It could be maybe your mental health. Now when it comes to like your wealth, it could be in your investments. It could be in a business. It could be in like your savings, right? And then when it comes to relationships, it could be with like actually like dating people or creating better friendships, whatever it may be, right? So these are the 3 core pillars that all human beings like really like need in order to feel or live like a nice, fulfilled life, right? So if any of these things are lacking in your life, definitely go ahead and try to improve them through investing in yourself through either a mentorship program or a coach. So if you're not happy in your life right now, invest into it. As simple as that. The only way to stay stuck in a situation that you don't want to be in is by doing absolutely nothing. So make that investment and take that leap, because you either learn or you grow.